What's up, everyone? I'm back again. So, today I'm gonna go over another stock. And before I go into this stock, let me have a conversation with everyone. Hey, I'm not a financial advisor. Well, I'm not your financial advisor, and I'm not your business consultant. So, let's get into this stock. So, this stock is a very high dividend paying stock, and it is MO, Ontario Group, and it has a hold on it. Well, first thing first, if you are a smoker or someone like that or do not like smoking, this is not a stock for you because this is a stock that deals with cigarettes. And along those lines, this is like Marlboro cigarettes and everything else like that. And just looking at the chart, but straight up, it's on the downturn. So the analysts say hold. The earnings is up. The investor says hold this stock. Financial is low, and insider trading. Let's go straight to insider. Let's see how much stock is going on. You know what? This looks like a fair amount. 4K, 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 7K. Any of them selling? Nope. So none of them are selling, so that's a really good sign on the stock. But let's look at the projective. The projective says it's gonna pretty much stay the same. It's gonna stay around 46 bucks, and it's 46 bucks. So is this stock worth buying if it's not gonna grow anymore? Well, let's look at who invests into it before we go into that. So Vanguard has 6 or almost 7 million in this stock, or market value at 6.9 million, and BlackRock has 5.5 million in this stock. So they own quite a bit of these stock. Now Charles Schwab, it has about 2.4 million. Philadelphia Investment has 852 million. I mean billion. 6.9 billion, 5.5 billion, and 3 billion in market value for these top investors. So Philadelphia only has 852 million, and it looks like they're liquidating it as we speak. Same thing with State Street, and BlackRock looks like it is picking up some. Let's look at the top buyer. So Charles Schwab is picking up more, so that they're increasing their share by 2.4 billion, or 5,000 or 56,000 in shares, and Morgan Stanley is increasing it by 46K of stock. So we do have investors coming in, and let's see exit shareholders. Okay, so I don't recognize him. New shareholder, top sellers. Yep, it look like Fidelity is leaving it. I don't know why Fidelity is leaving it. It is a pretty good dividend paying stock. So let's look at their earnings before. Their net profit is 33%. That's pretty good for a profit margin of 33%, and dilute revenue growth is dropping. Cost of good is going into the negative. Gross profit is increasing, and operating expenses is increasing. All right, so they still have a good profit margin. The profit margin, it says net profit is 33%, and gross profit margin is 58.14%. So that's not bad. It's not bad at all for the earnings or the profit margins. Let's see if they've been hitting their quarters. So yes, they've been hitting almost every quarter or every other quarter. So that's not bad. They're meeting what you're expecting. Now, the revenue supply, last revenue was, they missed it by 0.29%. That's not bad for missing it. At least they're in the ballpark. Some people are way off, like realty income. They were way off. Now, they are saying it's bullish, or 75% of news sentiment say it's bullish and 25. That's interesting. But it looks like it's on its downtrend too. The volume of sell to increase, it looks like volume is decreasing. It had its ups in 2008. I think the max, let's look at it. It's up 46%. 5 years is down 8 or almost 9%. 3 year is down 6%. And 1 year is up 3.32%. So, by looking at these numbers, do I think Altria Group is going to do well? Well, let's look at this chart. Price target. Philip Morris International Race 2.24. I'm just checking the news, see if any good or bad news came out about IMO. Altria continued gain for 8 straight seasons. So about 2 weeks ago, there'd been talks about it. Summary today, it's up 3%, and for year to year, it's up 18.96%. Interesting. What is the dividend yield for Altria? And let's look that up, because they are one of the investing groups or one of the stocks that has one of the highest dividend yield. And this is one of the things people look at is dividend. So the dividend payout is 8.42%. That is a really high dividend yield. So even if it breaks even all year, you get about an 8.42% return on your stock a year. So let's say it stays $46, and it gives you 8% return on your money. Well, that's not a bad stock. I personally would buy it again, but I think personally, as an investor, that this is a good company to invest in, because Charles Schwab is increasing its stakes in it by 56%. Morgan Stanley increased it by 16%, or stake by 156%. And then Bank of America increased it. So Charles Schwab increased, Morgan Stanley increased, and Bank of America increasing it. With Fidelity decreasing it, Goldman Sachs decreasing it, and Royal Bank is decreasing it. So, should you invest into this stock? I personally am not going to invest in this stock no more. And here's why. Here's my reasoning. The amount of smokers in America, because this is a food and tobacco company, is decreasing. I don't see smokers continuing on. Now, if you look at this projected chart, it does say it has a pretty good probability to increase to $49. So it does have a pretty good chance by in a few months it being up to like 49. And if you look at the charts for strike prices and options, you can see that there is a chance for it. Let me flip this so I can read it properly. So January, well, let's put it on 2024 first. All right. These are just the... All right. So, boom. All right. So it does have a decent amount of people who are trying to buy and change the stock price by puts and calls. But I'm not going to invest into cigarettes because I'll be honest, I don't see as many people smoking cigarettes as they used to be. I see people doing more vapes, and since marijuana been legal in some of these states, people have been kind of smoking marijuana more. So that's their competitor. Usually people who smoke cigarettes also smoke marijuana. But since they made it legal in some states to vape it and low dosage, I don't see a return on this company. Now, the earning is good. So if you're not against tobacco use and not against, this type of business, then I think you should invest in something like this if you want a good dividend. For your short-term goal, if you want to get a large amount of dividend back at you. But do I think it's a good long-term stock to invest in? No. For short-term goals, let's say you're trying to save for something and you just want to get some of your money every month, you should buy this stock. Because let's say you put $1,000, well, you get $8 every month, or you get not $8, you get $8 that year from the stock. So you do get an increase. So, and it looks like it is kind of stabling out, but for the long term, I think it's going to be decreasing, just because the amount of people who smoke tobacco is going down. It's not a stock that's very safe. Unless they start banning, marijuana in all the states again, and then people's going to go back to cigarettes, and you're going to see the price of cigarettes go up, plus the price of the goods go up for it. So, and then the amount of people buying it, because I've been noticing that even, stores or the gas stations around me are not carrying as many cigarettes as they used to be, and I'm starting to talk to these gas station owners and asking them, have y'all been doing good on sales on cigarettes? And a lot of these people are telling me, man, maybe 1 to 10 people a day buy cigarettes now. And back in the day, they used to sell it to like 30 people a day for cigarettes. So they seen a consumer cost go down, but that's just around my area. It might be different because I'm in a little nicer area, and maybe in the more rougher part of the area of Houston, they sell more cigarettes, right? But near my area where there's more of the higher end people, or the cost of people around me are more health conscious due to their having more money or something, they are just not buying cigarettes as much. And to be honest, it's harder and harder to smoke cigarettes around here because it's kind of banned everywhere. It used to be a group of people can get together and you'll see 2-3 people smoke. It today, back in the day, it used to be 10 or 20 people. It's like half the group smoke cigarettes in these when you go to parties. So if you're going to parties and you're noticing only if there's 20 people there and only 3 people smoke cigarettes now, where it used to be 5 or 7 people, that means that the group of people are not smoking as much. Now, someone just sold 20. Okay. So Whit Charles sold 22K. Who is Whittaker? Whittaker is the Senior Vice President, a Chief Human Resource Officer. Sold 22K in May. And then 150 was sold by him. That's not really that much, but 22K by him. It kind of weird that he's selling it for the company. But in general, most of them are keeping it. So that's not a bad sign. But it's still one of these companies that they are not that great if you are health conscious and if they do a big push and ban cigarettes again or increase taxes on the cigarettes, it's going to be a different go for this to increase. So please like and subscribe my video, and see you next time.